Welcome back to Sportsmanlike Conduct Podcast. I'm your host, Cassius Clee, and we are back in the studios of Industry City, Brooklyn, New York.
Brooklyn.
Don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel at Sportsmanlike Conduct Podcast. And my brothers interrupted me over here.
Boy, man, the old dirty bastard, yo.
That's true. And you can also find us on Instagram at Sportsmanlike Conduct Official and all other social media outlets. Brother P, how are you, bro?
I'm good.
You sure?
Yeah.
Brother O, what's going on?
Yo, I'm here, man.
Rudeness.
Yeah. Don't forget to smash all the buttons one time. Scene.
Dirk Dash.
Space.
The only New York Knick / Giant /
New York, go
representative.
No. Boston Celtic, too.
That's true. Big Joe was good. A Celtic and a Knick fan, yo.
Yeah, you like the Yankees and the Red Sox.
That's cool. Yo,
Nah,
P,
I like the Mets.
What's going on? Talk some NBA, man. Pat Bev and your man Trae Young.
Trigger Trae.
What's going on with that?
So somebody tweeted out criticism. I won't paraphrase, but criticism about the All-Star game, kind of like how we did. And then Pat Bev was saying how, the effort's not there because whatever reason. But basically, the reason that he was saying that people don't try or whatever. Now, Pat Bev, great career. I won't discredit it. He made it further than I ever did. But Trae Young responded to Pat Bev, retweeted him saying, basically, you're not really qualified to be commenting on this or give clarity to the fan, which I think is true. You're telling a fan about why the All-Star game isn't what it used to be or why it's the way it is now, but you've never been an All-Star. You don't even go to the game.
This is Trae Young's response to Pat Bev.
No, it's going to follow me. So he responded to that. Now, what Pat did, he took that tweet and said, you know what? I'm going to record a pod episode referring to discrediting Trae Young. So now he goes, Trae Young, like I have people that I'm like cool with that played with you, and they question your leadership. So now it's gone from the All-Star game to criticism of Trae Young's play style, leadership, effect, and productivity. Trae Young responded. Some people might not like it. But basically he was saying like, I've accomplished more than you in your career. So the criticisms of you coming and attacking my credibility per se, you can't really do. And I'm going to be honest with you. Usually I feel like if a point is made, a point is made. But I also feel like you got to know when you're throwing up and when you're throwing down, and you got to know, who's on the top and the bottom. Pat, you're out of the league. You know what I mean? You're out of the league criticizing Trae Young, someone who's a franchise player. You're not qualified. You're not qualified because literally if we took the Pat Bev route and criticized Trae Young, we would be in the same spot. We're talking about somebody who's the face of a franchise and saying he's not productive. You guys played the same sport. Somehow you're out of the league and overseas, but you're telling me that this guy's not the effective player.
So Trae Young didn't like what Pat Bev said, and his clapback was, "You're not in the league. You're not a superstar."
No. His response was to what Pat was saying. So Pat, I'm paraphrasing, but Pat was basically on some like, I've accomplished a lot in basketball. I'm successful. I played overseas. I don't know if you would have been able to do that. When you start saying stuff like that, you sound bitter. And I say that because you're saying Trae Young couldn't go overseas. He didn't need to.
Correct.
Well, I'm playing in the NBA now.
Yeah.
That's the goal,
both,
right?
That doesn't make sense to what you're saying. And I get what Pat was saying. They don't care about defense. The effort's not there. So the game is going to look the way it look. I'm not saying he's wrong about it. But when all-stars say, hey, like, you might be missing some context. Whether I agree with it or not, they're the ones going to the game. They would know more than him.
Yeah. What you got, O?
My
Familiar
whole-
with this?
Yeah, I followed it a little bit, but then as I was watching Trae Young's response, I didn't like it, man.
What do you say?
To piggyback off of what P said, like, this is you going back at Pat Bev, comparing you two. There's no comparison, bro. Why even say, why am I throwing up my stats of what I accomplished more than you and this and that? Yo, we all know this. Does Pat Beverley have any kind of say to say he was better than Trae Young in any kind of way? Right? No, if you watch basketball, we're not going to believe it.
Defensively, yes.
Well, defensively, but the league does not. That's why he's out of the league, because they don't care about defense anymore. They want 5 people that could average 20 points a game on the floor.
Also, he's not that.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what you say. He does not compare to Trae Young.
Right, I agree.
So why is Trae Young responding to this dude and throwing up stats and numbers? And I'm like, yo,
He fell for the bait, kid.
Yeah, but this is what I'm
what's the
saying. This is whack to me, son.
Nah, man.
Yo, this is whack. Yo, this is like,
Nah.
yo, this you don't have to confront everything, son. Some things should just be left alone and the game speak for itself. I'm still in the league. I'm a max player. I'm a franchise player.
Right.
Right?
Uh-huh.
You're a role player that been on 11 teams. And it's not even to shit on Pat Bev. Pat Bev, again, like, I mean, listen, I had no NBA aspirations. Once I figured out I was going to be 5'7", 5'8", those days were over.
Damn, don't tell the fans.
know what I'm saying?
The fans might have thought you were taller.
Nah. Oh, I'm really 6'11", you know what I'm saying? But, yo, there's no... It just doesn't make sense, man.
It does make sense, though.
Nah, it doesn't, bro.
It does.
Realness. What you got?
First of all, neither one of them have championships, right?
No.
So they both fucking
Well,
trash to
You
me.
see? And now that opens the door to why
To
wing
me.
culture is what it is, bro.
Because
That's
dismissive. Because what, Trae Young was an all-star and Pat Bev wasn't, that makes him better?
No, it makes him better because
The ultimate ring chaser started this argument, too.
right, whatever.
Like,
Look,
neither one of them. That's one.
That's not an accurate take, bro. But
Why
I'm
not?
gonna let you land.
All
I
right,
don't want
let
to
me
cut you
land.
off.
2, I'm just getting sick and tired of black athletes going after each other all the fucking time, kid. Like, I don't care what
It
sport.
don't even have to be athletes.
It's definitely more prevalent in basketball than anything else.
That's the essence.
And I don't see it nowhere else, man. Like when are we gonna learn like takes like that?
Yeah.
It's bullshit, man. It's nonsense. Like, they're like 2 bitches to me arguing over a man
nah.
that don't care about neither one of them, kid. That's
That's what I'm
that's
saying.
what I
Trae
get
Young
from
didn't
that.
have-
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Young
yo,
didn't
why
have
are
to
you
respond.
arguing about stats and what you were able to accomplish that I didn't like? Why are you going back and forth with that? That's bitch shit,
Nah,
man.
it's not
that's
bitch
bitch shit.
That's
I mean, they
competitive. That's
ultimately-
competitive, bro.
They
What are you
ultimately all
talking about?
both made it, bro.
How is it competitive
It's
if he's not in the league?
He's not in the league.
It's
exactly.
No. It's competitive talk because we're talking about this is where I feel like we could disconnect on topics sometimes, and I say that not to disagree, like say what you're saying is outlandish, but I think it lacks context. They're talking about basketball. We've all played somebody. I'm like, nigga, I'm better than you. That's just the essence of sports. It's competitive. I'm like, yo, great shot, bro. You might be better. Nobody does. And if somebody did that, you would be like, damn, this guy's not a competitor. That's why we sit here and talk about, yo, KD left the team, and everybody's like, how can you go to a team that beat you? Where's your competitive drop? You get what I'm saying? That's competitive. Now, what I'm saying is if I sit here and play somebody, who's my matchup? We're not even talking about a big man. We're talking about somebody who has to guard me. And I average 28 and 11. And this guy's trying to tell me that I'm not productive. I'm going to talk about it. Because it's not even to say that I'm angry. It's not even to say anything. But if you're going to diminish something or you're going to paint a picture, I'm still actively in this job. Now, because you are in the media, you start doing the stuff that Stephen A. Smith does with Dak Prescott. Because now, when I'm on the trading block or I'm not getting an extension, oh yeah, but Pat Bev said people around the league don't like him.
Yeah, but
But now you affect my bottom line. You're critiquing my bottom line when we did the same thing for a living, right? So if we're gonna have a basketball conversation, who else to tell me that I'm not qualified or I'm not productive? Something that Trae Young said was very profound to me, and it was Pat Bev said I was a part of teams that had success. What did you say? There was no championship won, right? Mm-hmm. So how successful was it? That's number one. Trae Young literally said, I've been on teams that we won a playing game to go to the playoffs, and I went home. You won a playing game to get in the playoffs, and you jumped on the stand. Look what you're celebrating. Look what you're celebrating. So now that person now critiquing my play style, what I've done in my career, bro, you can't talk about what I accomplished in my career when we look at what your career is. You're a defender, and I averaged 28 and 11 on you. I never had a hard night when you were guarding me, and that's your claim to fame. At the end of the day, the reason why I think is a valid response, it's like somebody telling you, it's not needed. I'm not going to say it's necessary, but I'm not mad at somebody responding to somebody that's trying to say something that's not true. At the end of the day, you got drafted. You went overseas. You had to take a tougher route. You made it to the league. Great. Bro, I got drafted, lottery, and was given a franchise. You're not on my level to critique the game that you're trying to critique me on.
I hear that.
I don't think nothing wrong with that.
That's
bro.
my point. Like, you shouldn't. There was no reason for you to say anything.
There's no reason to
You said
ever
all
talk,
of that
but
just to say what I was just saying.
No,
like it
I'm
made
not
no
saying
sense
that.
for you to say anything when we already know that he is not on his level.
But he wants to say it. I don't think nothing's wrong with him wanting to say
Hey,
it.
listen, of course you could do whatever you want, but I'm saying it's not necessary. This is why I checked out. This is my opinion on it. Like, this is why I checked out of the whole shit. What the fuck are you responding to? And to who?
You speaking from Trae Young's?
Yeah, what is he saying? Why even take the time to do that? So if you just said one word or just say stats and leave the conversation, that's it.
Yeah, but he's young. That's
But that's
hard.
no excuse anymore, son.
That's
Like,
kind of hard not to take that kind of bait, though, bro.
You pushing 30 now, son. Like, it's over with, son.
Don't matter.
It's
if you're
over with,
passionate
bro.
about your craft, you're gonna respond, bro. It's just like if Dirk was a rapper and he rapped something, and I'm like, yo, that shit trash. That nigga gonna say something back to me because you passionate about it. This is what you do for a living, bro.
But okay, if he goes after, say Dirk is a rapper, he go after 50 or Jig or Styles P.
People do it.
No, but I'm saying, should they respond to Dirk for what?
He's just somebody trying to get on, or somebody just
not even no.
I'm saying
Dirk is
hold on.
I'm saying Dirk is a rapper.
First of all, Dirk is nice. First of all, Dirk is nice. All right,
Dirk is nice.
Dirk
my
is
niggas.
nice.
Dirk Dagger is nice.
But what all I'm saying is, like, at the end of the day, he shouldn't even waste his time.
Don't even waste your time
with somebody who's not in the league.
But that is true.
That is true.
Why?
But sometimes, man,
you just say
somebody
something.
talk shit.
That's
Man,
what
you
I'm
gotta back out.
As adults, why do we keep?
Listen, I seen y'all grow up, bro.
There's only one adult. An adult, he don't really act like an adult, bro. He act like a child.
No adult. No, I don't. Listen.
Pat Bev acts like a child, bro. He's an antagonistic
Most
child.
athletes do. We're
That's
trying
crazy.
to put maturity on athletes that literally do this. Why does an athlete have a podcast? He don't need one. He have generational wealth. Right?
They just want to
They
talk.
want to talk. Bro, this is what the environment is. So when you say necessary, more people are going to respond to stuff like that than they don't. And it's just the fact. That's why
It's going to happen this day.
Paul
this
George,
day and age.
exactly. That's what I'm
Everybody's
saying.
gonna say something now.
Paul George had more episodes than games played. That's the environment. That's what it is now.
That's playoff P.
So now,
son.
to now say, hey, like I'm not gonna. I expected Trae Young to say something. You know how I knew he was gonna say something? Because he tweeted at him. I would have never tweeted. Once you see somebody tweet about something, Pat. The one thing I give Pat Bev, he never specified who he was talking about. You inserted yourself into something.
Yeah, you felt offended, bro.
Right?
Because he's an all-star.
So my whole thing is, if I felt offended by the tweet, this guy got on a pod and talked about me, I'm not going to say something? Yes, he is.
Of course.
Of course he is. Of course
And he
is.
didn't name
It's just
him.
what's going to happen.
And he didn't name him, and he injected himself like
Exactly. He put
what
himself
are
in
we doing
it.
here,
So now,
son?
bro,
Childish kid.
that's what it is. That's what it is.
No, well, listen, it is
That's
what
what it
I
is.
get it.
But my whole thing
I
is-
don't agree with this shit whatsoever. This shit is stupid to me.
Regardless
and
of-
this is why
regardless-
we have a fucking problem within all these cats got something to say and it's beef on podcasts, but never on the fucking court.
But it's not beef, though.
When is there beef on the court? Show the same energy
not
for
beef.
fucking podcasting. I'll get your opponent on the court, son.
It's not beef,
It's
though.
bullshit,
It's
man.
not beef,
Fuck this,
though.
yo.
You see,
this shit is for
no,
nothing, man.
Sportsmanlike conduct.